Hello to all of my amazing YouTube subscribers. I'm at like 41,000 YouTube subscribers somehow, and I am so grateful for you guys. Today, just wanted to do a shout out and say thank you for that because I don't think I've ever mentioned that. You guys are amazing. Thank you. And so I just wanted to get on here today because we have the brand new Bronsun cream dye line, and it's in my hands finally. And so to anybody who has placed a pre-order, just a quick note, anybody who's placed a pre-order for this product line, it got shipped and you should have it hopefully by Monday at the latest. And so we're really excited. So let me just talk a little bit about this. There are actually going to be 7 colors, but right now we only have the 6 colors. Whoop, kind of tiny hands here. Okay, so we've got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 2 in this line is blue black. 2 in the gel line is graphite, and 3 is blue black. So we don't know why that's happening, but I just want you to know, if you guys are mentioning this product like, oh, I used cream dye number 2, just mention that it's blue black, or say graphite, because the colors are inverted in blue, black, and graphite for this line. However, we're not going to discuss blue black at all today because we don't have blue black because it's back ordered. So they decided to send out every other color because every other color is in stock. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to swatch everything on my arm. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about the differences that I'm finding between this and the gel line. Maybe we'll swatch both on my arm so you guys can see the difference. That would be fun. And so also there's going to be a webinar coming up for free for our clients, I believe. And so the more I find out about that, the more I will tell you. Okay, so that way you guys can learn all about this, because everyone's like, what's the difference? What's the difference? And there are some differences that we already know. For one, it's supposed to provide an amazing skin stain while not turning your hair black after a lamination. So we know how many times, like, because the hair cuticle is open after a chemical process like a perm, it grabs color really fast. And so this is supposed to not do that. However, I have no experience with it yet, so we're going to find out. And guys, for everybody who's pre-ordering and ordering from MicroArtistryAcademy.com, where this is now live, please hashtag us, please. Hashtag MicroArtistry Academy, at MicroArtistry Academy, and Bronsun Pro USA, okay? So I'm super excited. Let's get into it. I don't want to talk too much today, but we're going to talk about all these colors. So let's go. Hey everybody, it's Amber coming to you from the future. We've decided that we're going to do a giveaway, of course, why not? So win this kit with a developer and tint remover. Comment below. That's all you have to do. Just make a comment, something interesting and fun, something you've learned about the line, and then we're going to choose the winner at the end of the month, okay? I hope you guys win. Okay, everybody, so we are going to mix up the colors on the MicroArtistry Lift and Tint palette, and then I am swatching with my little swatch stencil. I've already got that on my arm. So we are gonna get started. I'm just gonna go, and I might fast forward. We'll just see. So first we're gonna start with black, okay? So black is obviously gonna be more of an eyelash color. But this is pretty. It comes in kind of a fun tube, which actually Bronsun just, whoops, popping out. Bronsun just redid all their tubes recently. And so we're going to do that real quick. It's the same thing. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. And so we're going to grab our developer. I have a couple of these little baby developers that come in the tint kit, and I kind of like them because they're super easy to squeeze. So I'm just going to try and, whoopsie, just going to try and get my little 1-to-1 ratio going on here. And so there's number 1. I'm going to mix them at the same time, so that way they're all oxidizing at the same time, okay? So number 2 we don't have, so then this is number 3. So I'm going to put that right there. So there's number 7. So we'll put that here. I'm just gonna squeeze out our developer and then get mixing. I'm way over squeezing here, but oh well. So let's grab our MicroArtistry tint brush. A few of these. Oh, just a few. Okay, so we've got number 1. We're gonna mix this up. And then I'll apply it to the right side of my arm. So I know that you guys know that the application method for regular, actually I'll take this glove off. For regular Bronsun is super thin layers, but I don't believe that that's the case here, but let's try it, okay? So we're gonna do a super thin layer. Like barely visible layers is what we do for the cream dye, or for the gel dye. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be confusing. For the gel dye, we do super thin layers. So let's try a super thin layer situation on this one and see, let it dry in between, and then we'll just see how it goes. So that's number 1, that's black. And so as it applies, it's kind of a semi-purplish dark brown color. And it looks like it's oxidizing quickly, so you can see that it's starting to already turn dark. And then we're gonna use graphite. I'm gonna do the same thing, just super thin layers. Just try it the same way that we would usually apply a Bronsun gel. And there we are. I'm just gonna do that. Move that one to there. So that one's pretty blue. Turn up my light. Oh, okay, we'll just try it like this. So there we go. All right, so we're gonna do number 4, which is chestnut. How do I move this out of the glare now? I gotta move that light back. That's the only way. There's the only way. All right, guys, so we're gonna go chestnut. Okay. This one was number 5. Whoopsie, don't get crazy. All right, this is number 5. Let that oxidize. Watch. Yeah, so this, the way that this is drying kind of, oh, you know what? It kind of makes me think that it might dry fully. Okay, I way overmixed if this is the case. If this is like turning this dark with barely any actual product, then I overmixed, which happens a lot. So if you want to save money, don't be like me and overmix all of your product. And use our lift and tint. This is just the perfect amount of tiny bit. Even if you only use this like I say you're just doing a tiny eyebrow or something like that, and you use the line here and here and just tint and developer right there, it's gonna be just the right amount and just the right amount of developer, and then you guys are not gonna have the same problem that I'm having right now where you're over mixing. All right, so now we're moving on to number 6 brown. So I'm gonna move that over just a little away from the 5. I'm gonna watch these oxidize in the meantime. I'll take some nice photos outside. I'm kind of in the golden hour right now, so it should look nice out there. All right, so here's number 6, brown. Oops. So I'm just doing kind of a medium layer at this point because I want to see how it goes. That looks really pretty dark. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going there. One more, and that will be dark brown, number 7. Just gonna mix that up down at the bottom. This one looks cooler. These actually look pretty warm, which is nice. And this looks a little cooler. As far as scent goes, very mild scent. Trying to smell it, it's like very mild. Nothing too much. Okay, so here's what we have. Okay, now let's push pause. I'm gonna do a second layer. Let's just do that real quick. And then I will push pause, and then I'm gonna mix up all of the regular Bronsun and the gel dye. And we're gonna do 2 layers of gel dye. You can see that it's like much thicker as I'm applying. It's much thicker to work with. So I'm just gonna try and keep it as clean as possible while trying to also go quickly. Okay. And also you can see how dark these have oxidized already. Whoops. So what was really a light gray has turned into this kind of blue purpley color. This is pretty red. This one's kind of warm brown, darker brown, and almost a blue brown, like a purple brown. So let's try it again with the second layer. I'm gonna wash these and then come right back. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in while this is kind of fast forwarding through my second layer and just say that I'm super excited because this upcoming year, 2023, is going to be the year of the cream hybrid tint. We have a cream hybrid coming out called Infinity with Deb's Brow Geek, who most of you know and love. She's amazing. And our cream hybrid is different than the Bronsun cream hybrid. It has different colors. And it's going to be something just to have in your arsenal. I always buy everything when something new comes out, just because I want to know what the best thing for my client would be. And so I mean, you should see my drawers. It's kind of a thing. So anyways, just wanted to let you guys know that I'm super excited about next year and about the cream hybrid kind of takeover. It's definitely going to be something that you're going to want in your arsenal. So especially as trainers, this is something that is going to be very easy to train with. The application doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything, it just is very easy and it's going to be great for newbies to learn with. So just wanted to pop on and say that. Hope you guys are excited. Okay, let's just go by color name. Black, graphite, chestnut, light brown, brown, dark brown. All right. I'm used to naming everything by number, so this is gonna be a thing for me to get used to. So same developer. This is how we're processing here. Still everything that's a little bit like that's kind of dry, and everything else, I don't know, everything else looks a little bit, see, touching stuff. Ooh, I really touched it. So everything else looks a little shiny still. So we're gonna go one black right next to the other black on my arm. I don't want any extra developer on there. Okay, so when we apply Bronsun, we just do, like I said, like very thin, almost invisible layers and allow that to dry. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's going to be the best way to get an even application when you have Bronsun. And this is kind of like a good how-to video then to show you guys how to apply that. So we'll go super thin, almost invisible, definitely transparent. Okay, we'll mix up graphite. Graphite comes out pink or red. Please don't worry about that. Please don't worry about that. As a hairstylist with like a hair background for almost 20 years, colors come out of bottles in weird colors all the time. And you're just kind of trained in school that like the color in the bottle is not the color on the hair. And so to me, when I see people worried a lot of times on the groups about the color that comes out of the tube, I'm always like, there's pigments. Okay, there's like pigment particles in this. But when it mixes with your developer, that's what creates the actual color that it becomes. So don't worry about that pink or that red color. It's going to be the gray color of graphite. All right, so here's chestnut. Just going to mix that up. Same super thin layer. Go. Let's see what I'm using. This is gonna be number 5. I was like down to the bottom of my tube for number 5, so it looks a little funky actually. I'm gonna put a little bit more of my developer just to see if that helps thin it out. I'm wondering if it's like a little oxidized in there. We'll just try it. I need to grab another number 5. Light brown. All right, so here we go. Light brown, number 5, gel on the left. Light brown, number 5, cream on the right. Okay, so we have number 6 brown that I'm applying right here on the left side, and we have number 6 brown in the new cream dye on the right. I'm just gonna clean this. Try and get as much of that pigment off of this one as I can, and then we'll mix up number 7. Okay. Okay, so here's what we've got. Number 1, number 3, okay, no, black, graphite, chestnut, light brown, brown, dark brown, all right? So I'm gonna let this one kind of dry for a minute with a lash fan, and then I'm gonna do another layer. Okay, let's see. Black, graphite, and chestnut look pretty dry, so we're gonna do a second layer of those. I wait, see how, if you can really see, if I can get close up and it's not too dark. See how dry that is and really opaque? You can't see any shine. That's how long I wait until I put another layer of this on. And if you do that and you are patient, or quickly dry with a lash fan if you can, you know, then you're gonna have a better result overall with your Bronsun applications with your brows. So just a little piece of advice. That's what I do. I don't like to, it's kind of weird, like if you layer it too soon, it will take like a chunk, like this chunk of color will come off and then it'll be lighter. So it's better to wait till it's pretty opaque, like this one's good. Both of these two are good. So we're gonna do that next. So this is graphite. See how it was red and now it's turning kind of a deeper red, kind of purpley, but on my arm it doesn't look red. So like I said, don't worry about the color coming out of the tube. Just gonna do real thin, try and get it even. good. Okay, now we're at chestnut. So chestnut's pretty dry on my arm, like you can see. It's more opaque. These ones are still shiny, so I'm gonna put my lash band back on. So chestnut's over here. We're just gonna do our super thin layer. Again. These ones all look like they're drying fairly evenly. We'll see when they come out. We'll know how to apply after this. Okay, I'd say light brown is ready to be applied. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna go again, light brown, super thin layer. All right, that's done. These ones are fairly done. Okay, so we're gonna do number 6 and number 7 as well, because they're mostly opaque and not shiny. Okay. Okay, here's number 6. Kind of apply it with a flat brush, flat, so it doesn't like drag too much. You really want to create an even layer. It takes some getting used to. So now that I see what I've got going on my arm, I see that this needs another layer. These two definitely probably need another layer. So we're just gonna do that. So the gel Bronsun is like slightly finicky to work with, but once you get it, it's really nice. And so I'm wondering how this is gonna be, this new line, if it's gonna be more user-friendly for beginners, but we'll just check it out. So there's number 2. Or, oh gosh, no. There's graphite, number 2. And then here's chestnut, number 4, gel. Okay, so while this dries, we are going to swatch all this out and do like a drawdown. And so I'm gonna get some paper and we're gonna do that. Light brown, brown. Okay, so let's do this with some water and a couple of Q-tips. That's what I do for permanent makeup. All right, so let's take a look at this. I'm kind of excited about this. Let's go outside where the light is. See if I can hold it up better. Okay, so I got some nice pictures outside in the light. It's getting darker and the clouds are coming because I think it's gonna rain. So I'm actually gonna quickly remove my stencil and wash everything in the sink just to kind of quickly remove it. And then I'll come back and show you guys the final result. All right, the sun came out for the tail end of our video. Let's see, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's not. Let's see. So we've got our comparison. So, okay, see how number 5 on the left is completely empty? This is what happens, guys. So remember how I said I think that my color is oxidized? Totally oxidized, and that's why it's not showing up at all on my skin, even though I mixed it exactly right. So this is a really good learning lesson before I get into the color differences in these actual colors. This is a good lesson for anybody watching this to learn. My color is oxidized, and that's why it's not working on my skin. If you start getting into Bronsun and you're like, oh, hey, what's going on with my color because it's not staining the skin? Oxidized. It's probably too old. You guys just need to toss it in the trash. Oxidized means air got into your product and it made it so it's not going to work anymore. Okay, so my color, my number 5 light brown on the very lightest thing that you can't see, is oxidized, and that's why that looks like that. But overall, I like the look of these colors. So graphite in this line looks pretty dark. Chestnut looks pretty red. And then we have the 3 darker colors. The dark brown on the gel is on the left, and the cream is on the right. And it's a little bit deeper, and it's a little bit cooler, where, you know, people have what they call like the green issues on the one on the left, the gel. So you guys know what I'm trying to say. So basically I'm just going to get a little closer. So that's dark brown, and they look fairly similar. Brown looks fairly similar. Light brown, can't see my regular light brown because it was oxidized. And then we've got, oopsie, don't go over there, chestnut, which is a little red. So I doubt that they will do a red chestnut if their chestnut is this red. And then we have graphite, which is very cool, like a cool blue almost. And then the black on the gel, the cream dye, is also a very deep blue black. So let's try and go back in and get some good photos in the light. Okay, so first impressions, of course I love it. It's so user-friendly. Um, it's creamy. You don't have to do like crazy layers like you do with the Bronsun, although Bronsun is something I also love. It's just awesome, and it's going to be easy to train your students with, and it's going to be beautiful right out of the tube. And so I don't foresee anybody needing to do a ton of mixing with this line. It just looks like something that you guys are going to be able to just squeeze, develop, developer, and that's it. So love it. Hope you guys love it and try it. And again, comment down below and tell us what you think. And then someone's going to win a kit at the end of the month. Hope you guys enjoy the video. If you have any questions, reach out, okay? Thanks.